Wins tackles! In front! Wonderful goal! It's a title winner!
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting! Trick getting!
Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!
How you doing, guys? How you doing? Twitter is trying to act up, telling me that I have to go premium again to be able to stream on their platform. Screw that! I'm not going premium again. Twitter. There's nothing you've benefited me since I went premium months ago. So I'm not doing that. So there's no longer going to be streams on Twitter now. Hung, how you doing, man? Did you just get back to the Airbnb?
Yeah, I did, man. I just got back in. Got back from eating. I went to spend a day in Suwon and just got back into Seoul and just got some things for the family. Yeah, I'm back in the Airbnb and man, I'm ready to go. I'm excited about. Thank you for having me on here again, man.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. What about yourself, Carl? You're at football training, ain't you?
Yeah, good morning. How are you, mate? Good to see both of you.
We're
in Philadelphia. We're at attending a couple of tournaments for my lad. Yeah, it's been really, really good. I showed you some videos of his.
Yeah, I saw. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, boys, top. Yeah, so excited about everything. Excited about our topic today. It's something that we've been saying for months, and here we are.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of reports, and as always, you're like, look, the kid has been saying for how long has the kid been speaking for? Saying, oh, they said if I do good, I will be taken to what? I'll be taken to Man City. So basically, the kid performed, and you know, this is the reason why even when Alvarez was coming to Man City, I kept on telling people that this Alvarez guy is coming straight to the Man City team. People like have to do research before like you come up with reports saying, oh, he's gonna go on tour, then he'll be shipped out on loan, or they'll decide. Same thing as Alvarez. It's quite simple. Just follow what the player's agent is saying or what the player is saying. Alvarez's agent is saying he wants to play for a big team. That's why he's moving to City. He wants to play for Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola spoke to him personally. And from Alvarez's profile and the people who wanted him, you can easily just tell that this guy is coming to the first team. He's not going to be sent on loan to Girona, as people say, you know?
Well, Patrick, people ask me, how do you know? How come you get all these things right? How do you know Alvarez was going to stay? How do you know Savio was going to stay? You know how we know? You know how I know? You watch their games, mate. You compare them to what we have. And the quality of their gameplay, the way they play the game, on the ball, off the ball, dribbling, passing, shooting, receiving, turning, all those things is equal to players that we have. You know they're coming to the first team. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
There's no ITK. There's no magic. There's no in the know. Someone told me from the club. No, it's simple eyes understanding of the game. And we said from day one, Savio was going to come in. He's not going to go on loan to Girona or somewhere else. He's coming in, and he's going to be a starter. And here we are today.
Yeah, he's going to be a starter. He is, and you can tell. And you know what? Let me just share a few things for people. And as I said, for the people going to watch this later, unfortunately, I can't do Twitter, and I'm not going to pay for Twitter just for the sake to stream them. What a bunch of assholes, man. They've decided to start blocking now, just as soon as I got rid of the premium. Yeah, so Savio, if you can see, he was even in the La Liga team of the season. Now, this is what is saying, that when you are trying to determine if a player is coming to a club to sit on the bench or maybe to be loaned out, you have to always look at what it is. Like, look at that list. Hung, would you ever imagine a kid like Savio being in the list of players like that? Like, look at that list. That list is full of winners. Obviously, Alex Garcia, big up to Alex Garcia, who moved to Leverkusen, one of City Academy. But look at the ilk of players they are with, like Jude, Vinicius, Griezmann, you know what I mean? Valverde, Cancelo, winners, you know, Rudiger. No, there's no Cancelo. Sorry, my bad. That's not Cancelo. Okay, so Gundogan, you know, like all the list here, and Savio is part of that list. Obviously, 3 players from Girona are part of that list because they performed very well. But look at that list. That's a list where you, as Carl says, you can tell from looking at that list that Savio is a player that you just don't get and say, you know what, we're going to send you on loan to the Championship, or we're going to send you on loan to one of the city groups again, you know? So what about, so you said you're excited, Hong. What's your excitement with this player? Why are you excited compared to what we have right now? Why are you very excited?
I'm just more excited because of the fact that you know, we have a proper winger now on the right side, and I think he's going to offer something different. I mean, having watched him for both Girona and the Brazil national team, I'm just, you know, excited. I mean, like, the guy just loves to run at defenders, you know, and he does it with positivity, and he doesn't show any fear whatsoever to whatever opposition fullback he faces. He just wants to run at the players, and you know, he can either put a cross in or put a shot away. And I think he's, you know, he's going to add something a little bit more different to what we have already. And you know, I think he's going to elevate his game to the next level because he's at City. And I think with him, you know, with him on the right, Doc on the left, you know, you're going to see Foden in the middle on a more permanent basis now. And I think Bernardo Silva, I think he's probably going to be in the middle a little bit more as well.
And Patrick, just to build on what Huang just said, you think about this. I mean, we're talking about, oh, we need you know how we always talk about the multiplier effect, Huang and Patrick. And here's what I mean by that, right? One change in one position make a change throughout the whole team. Think about what we need, that Rodri replacement or that Rodri help. We know that we can't find a Rodri replacement nowhere in the world. There's nobody that can replace Rodri. We tried Calvin Phillips, it didn't work. We tried, it didn't work. When you bring in a Savio and you play him on the right, you have either Jack or you have Doku on the left, or you have Bernardo. Maybe Bernardo is the one who can actually take Rodri minutes and play that role. Maybe he has the intelligence to play that position really, really well, to win the ball, to give the ball, to have the energy to cover ground. Maybe he's the one, because he's done it many, many times, right? So you begin to think about all these things about, oh, we want this Rodri replacement, but there isn't anybody out there who can play like him. But there is somebody that we have in our team who has the intelligence, the ability, the skill, and the understanding of the system to come in for minutes for Rodri. Maybe it's Bernardo Silva, who can play that 6 role with Kovacic, right, to build the play up. You know, that's why, for me, I just trust this organization. I trust them that they will find the solution because they know more about the game and the players than we could ever do. So there's no need to panic. One change with Savio changes everything down the whole field, down the whole team.
Right about that. And I was just looking, and obviously, as I said, he was in La Liga team of the season. And that's a place where there's wingers like Rodrigo, wingers like Vinicius. To be honest with you, people are saying he was looking better than Vinicius in the league. He was actually the top winger in the league. He can play left or right. He's left-footed. He says he prefers to play the right-hand side, which is good because let's be honest, since Riyad Mahrez left, there hasn't been anyone who on that right-hand side can actually play, like take that. Obviously, Oscar Bob, but Oscar Bob, I've also seen him come to the left. Remember the goal against Newcastle? He came from the left side. But the options are great now. And Savio just sorts out a lot, as Carl says, because he comes in. Bernardo Silva doesn't have to be forced to be playing as a winger, because as much as Bernardo Silva as a winger sometimes was cooking, you can still tell that this guy must be much better down the middle. Because what if now, here's another effect. Bernardo Silva coming into this team, Savio coming to this team, Bernardo Silva gets down the middle. That Gundogan gap, now it's Bernardo Silva. Do you remember there was a point in time when Gundogan wasn't playing, there was actually Bernardo Silva in that midfield next to Rodri. So now it's Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and maybe De Bruyne can play or Foden can play as a number 10. It sorts out so much. So Savio, as you guys can see here, Carl, because you like this website, you don't introduce me to it. You can see obviously his heat map, he was playing to the left a lot, but he looks like he goes everywhere. You see, he goes everywhere. A lot of his playing is at the left, but he goes everywhere in the pitch. Now the strength is playmaking, no outstanding weaknesses. And what's fascinating, Carl, is he's picked the jersey number 26 because he says he idolizes Riyad Mahrez.
Yes, Patrick. You remember when the Copa America was on? I was watching this guy play. I'm like, God, and I sent you a message. I think it's you and Hong. I said, this guy plays like Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah.
But he's just a bit more direct. But his touches, the way he moves, that kind of smooth winger, he just reminds me of Riyad, a younger but more energetic Riyad. So when he comes out and says that he idolized Riyad Mahrez, I'm like, I see where that comes from. And he took his shirt, which is incredible.
And let's not forget that when Vinicius came to Madrid, he was struggling at a young age with decision making. This kid is 20 years old, just 10, 20, but his decision making is very, very good. Let me just read the comments. Dave says, "Hi, Patrick. It's Dave. Loving the conversation so far. Big up to you. Big up to you, Dave." Brian says, "Patrick, Savio is bringing Joga Benito the Etihad." Yeah, it's going to be good today. It's going to be very good. His decision making is better than Vini's. I think. The Vini maybe back in the days. The Vini now is actually very good. Let's be honest. Jordan, yo, bro, how you doing, Jordan? Hope you're well. So, Hong, looking at all these stats for this player, and looking at the fact that he takes the number 26, especially, let me also see your opinion. Were you delighted? Because I thought he was going to get the number 7, which is always the winger jersey. You know what I mean? Every wing wants number 7. Are you happy that finally Man City, I know some fans are trying to downplay this, saying, oh, this kid says he was playing FIFA and he was picking Man City. Yes, it makes sense. Man City had Yaya, David Silva, Aguero when these kids were, when he was 7 or some age. Those are the players that were there. And these kids are young. People should forget. Don't start judging this based on your age group. These are kids. For people are making a fool of themselves saying, "Oh, he's lying about loving City." Just think about it. Did you ever think that somebody would say Riyad Mahrez is my hero? Like, look at that. That's a kid. That's the new generation. That's where football is changing. That's why if you go to the pitch, kids want the jersey number 17. Why? Because of De Bruyne. Did anybody ever fancy jersey number 17? No. People want the jersey number 47 because of Foden. Did anybody ever look at 47 before Foden? Not really. So hearing all this, Hang, as a City fan, do you see there and say, oh, we think we're moving the needle in the world to see Savio talk about City, how it is? Same thing as my boy Gomez. Remember Sergio Gomez? He was also talking about being a City fan, how he loved City, how he watched City. I know people are getting touched and hurt, but things are changing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put this in perspective. He was born in 2004. So, City won their first league title in 2012, and Savio was 8 years old. And basically, Savio was pretty much, 40% of his life, he pretty much witnessed City win eight Premier League titles. So, I mean, just proving the pudding. And obviously, he grew up when he was at Atletico Mineiro. You know, he was playing. His friend was playing at Man City in FIFA, and it just shows. And he, as I mentioned this interview, he mentioned in the interview that his friend dreamed of Savio playing for Manchester City, and it just goes to show you the power of manifestation, and it's just come true as well. And I think I've watched this guy so closely for Girona last season and for the Brazil national team. I just know he's gonna. And I agree with what Carl said. Like, he does remind me of Riyad Mahrez, but I would say he's more faster than Riyad Mahrez and a little bit more athletic as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely, good analysis. Very good.
Yeah, big up to Don. Don't Smoke. How you doing? Don't Smoke. Are you excited that finally we have wingers that don't pass
Let
back?
me introduce my favorite South African. My favorite South African just joined us. I love this guy, guys. I really like this guy. He's just top. Don Smoke, good to. I always like hearing your voice, mate, and your analysis.
Thanks, Carl. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Wang. Man, it's about time, eh? Having watched Spain in the Euros, right? We got to see how wingers can win you not just a game but a tournament. Because let's be honest, Spain didn't have the best defense, right? No one tipped them. No one tipped them at the beginning of the tournament as favorites. By the end of the day, it's the different makers that you have on the pitch. And And we've always known that in football, right, it's your number 10s, your wingers, it's your creative players who win you games. Hence, they earn the biggest salaries because they're supposed to be your difference makers. You saw Yamal. You give him the ball, everyone in the stands, they go up because they know something is about to happen, either good or bad, right? But something is about to happen, and I feel as if we've been missing that X factor in a couple of seasons prior due to all in the name of control, right? But control is good when you're winning games, not when the game is at a stalemate or when you're chasing the game,
100%.
right? And we
I want, if you don't mind, can I just emphasize that again to everybody? Just again, and we talk about this a lot, right, on the WhatsApp. Control is useless if it's 0-0 against Crystal Palace, because you're not under control; they're controlling you. As long as it's 0-0, Patrick, your control is useless. Guess what? Because they're controlling you. The moment it goes to 1-0 in your favor, you're now in control. So this idea that control 0-0, you're absolutely dog nonsense.
This control went bad because there was moments where City had 0 shots on target in certain games against teams. 0 shots on target. Yeah. Correct. And they'll be like, oh, City's not troubling the keeper at all. And then at the end, that's when the guy who everyone was insulting and I was defending for his life, Doku, was causing trouble in defense at the end of the season. And then we started getting mistakes from defenders and opening up. Sometimes you need somebody like, I don't know, maybe I grew up in the wrong. The time when I was growing up, wingers were ballers. Wingers are those who had the fancy hairstyles. They would dye their hair. There was always fancy. They were the fancy. They were fancy ballers. They would walk a certain way. Go ahead, don't smoke.
Ask yourself a question, right? Why have managers like Conte and Mourinho become dinosaurs? It's simple. Anti-football can only be tolerated if you bring in the results and the trophies, right? The moment you play anti-football, Patrick, and you don't bring, and that's why everyone hates Southgate. He's brought them to finals, but who cares? Because at the end of the day, your eyes are going to be sore for 90 minutes, but you don't lift the trophy. Then it's more like, no, I'd rather be entertained than we lose, because at the end of the day, the outcome is the same thing. You can go on.
Yeah, you can also look at that Madrid game. That Madrid game, we only caused trouble, especially the away game. Remember, we caused trouble because Doku came in, dribbled, and then there was the defender side down. Then he passed it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne scored. Like, that's why I keep telling people, you need to cause defense trouble. This thing where somebody gets the ball outside the box, passes it back, that's a dream for defenders. Defenders will just stay in line. But if defenders see Savio, Doku, or any other winger come into the box, and then they start giving them disturbances, defenders start panicking, and they make silly decisions, and that's how you score or get a pen. So, look, I am happy. Some people said we'll never see fast wingers at City. Here we are. We're back. Fast wingers. Savio is very fast, to be honest with you. And as I said, the Riyad Mahrez replacement, here we are. He seems to idolize the guy to get the jersey. I thought he was going to get the 7 off Cancelo. But some people are saying that 7 is cursed because Cancelo, where is it?
Patrick,
I don't know. Yeah.
You touched a quick point. People don't understand Pep, and they don't give Pep the dues he deserves. It's not that Pep didn't want fast wingers. Pep is just good at bringing out the best of whatever tools you give him. And because of that, it makes you seem as if this is his preference, whereby no, I'm just milking this cow as much as I can and feeding whoever I have to feed. But when Pep has a choice, Pep will tell you, give me Messi, give me this, give me that. And it's just that, you know what? Pep is an adaptable guy. So it makes people think, no, Pep is anti-football. No, Pep will tell you, as a winger, I want you to take your man on. The only issue with Pep is he doesn't want you to overdo things or make the wrong decisions. Just because I can dribble, let me dribble. No. Pep will always tell you, pick your moments of when to pass or when to attack.
So going forward, how do you see this going? Are we going to see Doku left, Haaland, and then Savio? How do you see that? Let's say if that's the front line, do you see great things?
I don't see why not, Patrick. You know, I think Haaland will be licking his lips, seeing Doku on his left-hand side, Savio on his right-hand side, and he can just smell goals coming his way, and of course Alvarez as well whenever he comes in, and it just goes to show you that you got to trust the process, trust what Pep is doing. He knows what he's doing. I mean, if he says the squad is strong, you got to trust. I mean, we got to go with it. We got to back what we have, and I think not only Savio's here, we got Echeverri coming in January as well. So that's going to be incredible to watch. And I think the squad is so strong. It is, of course, but we definitely I think, of course, next season. I'm talking about the season after the upcoming one is finished, and I think that's when they'll definitely go bigger and bigger, better, and harder for the big signings as well. But I think for now, I'm happy with the squad. I think with the front line that we've got, I think it's gonna cause a trouble. I think Doku is gonna go a lot better. I think he's starting. He's finished the season very, very strong, and I think he's got an understanding of what the Premier League is all about, and what City is all about. And I think that's really good, and I think we're really going to see him go up another level. And I think with Savio as well, and I think I think he understands what Pep wants from him, and I think he's definitely going to go to bigger. But I think Haaland, if he stays fit, stays healthy, stays strong, I can only see him. I don't see why he can't hit the 55 to 60 goal mark again.
Yeah, it's amazing times, The only sad thing is Sergio Gomez is not with the club, but big up to Sergio Gomez. He'll now be playing for Real Sociedad, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of the best players in La Liga. Don't smoke and hold that. My player went to La Liga still. He's not finished. But anyway, look, I'm looking forward to this, man. And obviously, I still think we might need another creative midfielder, but that's me just being greedy. But looking at the team, we've got Nunes. Nunes is I still have hope in him. I think he will do good. Hopefully, gets a chance. Phillips is back. I hope we ship him out. Obviously, you never know. I don't know. Don't smoke. What do you think? There might be a miracle where Phillips decides to.
There is no miracle, man. Move past it, man. The thing is, the issue of Phillips, it's more of a technical one. It's not really a fit. You can make Phillips as however fit, and people don't understand, man. Go at Leeds, man. Leeds used to concede goals. They used to score goals and concede goals. Right? It was end-to-end action football. It's not like Phillips used to be this wall that he used to block out shots like how Rodri does or Fernandinho. No, it wasn't the case.
Yeah, it makes sense. Anyway, Carl, do you have any last words on Savio before we close it up?
No, I'm just excited. I just think that I trust, I trust the board. I trust the organization. They're doing the right thing. They're not crying because we don't have a million players. And the team that won the league by 91 points again, and we weren't even having De Bruyne for the whole season. We didn't have Haaland for the whole season. Yet we still have all these people still there. And we just added one more attacking prowess to the team. What can I complain about? I'm just excited, mate. Seriously. Let's see what Pep is going to do. The key for us is going to be making sure that Guardiola stays longer. That's going to be the key. Either it's going to be 1 more plus 1 or 1 more plus 2, but just keeping him there to keep things going. And we move. Still the best team in the land of the world.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Let's be honest. If City became cheeky and just decided to throw that 50 is close on Nico Williams, that would just be unfair to the league. But Pep always wants to make it fair, so Pep is not going to pay that. But big up to Barcelona, don't smoke. Do you see the clip I sent? Barcelona fans are sending TikTok money to Barcelona to fund Nico Williams. That club is dusted. Anyway, guys, so that was the stream. I haven't been streaming because there's nothing, guys. Let's be honest. Me and Carl, every time we discuss off camera, we look at stories and we're like, let's not just babble about this. Because at the beginning, we were all excited, talking about Kimmich, the fact that he wants to move. That's died off. Not many clubs seem to be talking to him. The only story that came out this morning is like Newcastle now are in a position where they have to sell. And it looks like City have got 85 million which they're going to pay for Paqueta, and they think if they were to go for Bruno, they'll pay that 85. And the City say the only way they'll go for Bruno is if he pushes. Yet Bruno seems to love Newcastle, so if they're saying Here's 85 million. We're not going to go high or lower. You push, but I don't see it happening. If it happens,
Bruno's not
if it happens, it's a miracle. Yeah, I think
Bruno's not serious. He's not serious. He's not serious.
Yeah, he's 20. Look. Let's be real here. He's 26 years old, right?
I don't even want the guy to be fair. I just don't think it fits our style. Frankly, I think it's
wait. If he showed up, you don't think he would be useful?
No, I don't think so. What's he gonna do? Playing for Rodri? He's not the same kind of player.
I'd rather get that guy. The guy I forgot his name. The guy who came in for Rodri.
Zubimendi is clear of that.
But apparently he doesn't want to leave Spain. He refuses.
That's why I'm saying Bernardo Silva is probably the one who can come in for Rodri. If Rodri doesn't play, he can play that role. You still have Kovacic. Heck, Nunes is still there. I mean, who knows what happens this season? Good. Leave this Bruno. Bruno's all ITK. It's ITK fanfare. He's not the kind of player we need. They look at Bruno because Bruno's like Fernandinho back in the day. We don't need a Fernandinho. We need a guy whose vision on the ball is supreme, who's able to connect the ball and dictate the tempo of the game, slow it up, speed it down, slow. That's what Rodri does. Bruno doesn't do that. Doesn't. Bruno's better at Liverpool than he is at City.
Look, I won't argue with you on midfielders. You were right about Jude, so I think I'll never argue about.
I told you about Jude. I told everybody about Jude.
That fraud. Yeah, I remember. We almost came to your house and burned it down. But now this Jude guy. Oh my god! And you know what's worse? They've made him the face of FIFA, and I'm not buying that FIFA just because it's Jude. The trailer. Do you know what? I used to hate on Mbappe, but Mbappe. I used to get excited when Mbappe was the main focus in this new FIFA. I looked at Jude. I looked at that trailer and switched it off. I was like, "What are we doing here? Why? What is he doing?" And it just comes of him doing tap-ins. I was like, "My God, things have gone to shit." It used to be Ronaldinho, Ronaldinho, Messi, and Ronaldo. Anyway, big up to you guys, man. Enjoy your weekend. Hung, I know you're getting too excited in. Wait, Hung, have you tried kimchi? Do you like kimchi?
Well, I just had kimchi earlier today, man.
I like it.
That's incredible out there, man. Like, if you ever get the opportunity to come out to Korea, I really highly suggest you take it. We do have a City fan base out here as well.
I'm coming there, Hong, soon. I'm going to be there soon.
Yeah, and I highly suggest. Yeah, it's a phenomenal country to be in. I think there's a lot of passionate football fans out here. I mean, they are all into the European. Of course, they are Tottenham fans and Wolves fans and Bayern because of the Son and Hwang Hee-chan, Kim Min-jae, and of course PSG very kindly. But at the same time, it's like for me personally, like look, I'm saying a bit, but I think if a South Korean player wants to come, is interested to go to City, but I think. Yeah, marketing purposes is probably the main reason, but I think as long as he fits the ethos and what we're about for City, then yeah, bring it in. But we gotta see what happens on that one. But at this moment, I can't see that personally anyway. But I'm happy with the squad.
Like even Japan. That's why I wanted Mitoma. Like it's a market City have to be looking to. And you know what? I will never leave that Mitoma dream. I know he was injured this season, but City just make my dream come true. It doesn't matter. Okay, send. If I say this, someone's gonna cry. Send Grealish to Brighton. Bring Mitoma. Send him.
No, just play Grealish central.
I was about to say that. Like the reason why I'm happy of this signing is because now guys like Grealish and Foden will have no use on the wings. The thing is, people understand something, right? The moment you see a real winger, right, playing on the wing, you won't accept anything less. That's the reality, and that is why.
And that was Sane and Raheem because we saw that. Yeah.
Like the thing is, you won't expect. It gives you a sense of expectation per position, right? That we expect you as a winger to be able to create or score, and if you're not doing any of the two, then you are underperforming, right? Because the question is always, how do you determine if a player is performing? It's based on expectations of that position. Right. That is why, like, when a DM scores a goal, you take it as a bonus. But as a winger,
same thing. Even a defender, you take it as a bonus. Yeah.
So as a winger, if you don't create or score, I don't care what you've done. You did not perform.
Oh, there was a time, John Smoke. I remember you're trying to fight in even though you're in a space and you're trying to back up our wingers. people would come with you. Your wingers have put a total of 4 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah,
It was poor. It was like I'm telling you, there was a time when both our wingers, and this won us the treble, they had a total of 4 goals and 3 assists. You're like, and you sit down yourself as a City fan, you're like, oh my god, what are we doing here?
There's control.
Like you see, Patrick. The thing is, right? The only time your wingers can get away with murder is if goals are coming from other places.
Yes.
The moment the goals stop coming from other place, trust me, the microscope is back on you.
I know. This is why, you know what? This is why City fans, if you're watching this, respect Riyad Mahrez. Go and watch his seasons. Riyad Mahrez would be benched, left by Pep sometimes in the dark. Every season he still came with double numbers. Every season he still came. Riyad Mahrez still came with double numbers. That's a winger. That's why Mahrez was a fact. That's why Pep said I didn't want him to leave, but he wanted to go. So Mahrez was a winger. And the funny thing is, people used to attack Riyad Mahrez every season, and that's the reason why I started attacking that guy, the other guy. I won't mention his name because you guys were attacking my fellow African Riyad Mahrez, who was giving us double numbers every season. Yet
Patrick,
when it goes the other side, you tell me, "Oh no, we need control."
Patrick, let me give you a recent example, right? Let's look at Harry Kane, right? Because you had Rashford and Sterling in the team, right? And they were scoring goals. Everyone was admiring Kane's dropping into midfield and all his hold-up play. Man, the moment the goals died up, did they not ask him to do what strikers are supposed to do?
They did. They're like, why is he not running him behind? I was like, but he's been doing this. He's been doing this all this time. They're like, oh, why is Kane not in the front? And it was even the guys who were twerking for him, the Rio Ferdinands, the Linekers, they went after him this time.
Yeah, now they're praising Watkins. Like, no, why don't you be like,
and on Tony, and also on Tony.
I told you. The thing is, you can get away when other people are doing your job or covering up for you. The moment it all stops, then now you are judged based on your primary function. As a striker, be in the box, score us goals. And then there's no, he's the best.
And don't smoke. This theory also works with Kyle Walker. Do you know Walker? How City fans went on his back saying, we always knew Kyle Walker is not good creatively, but Cancelo, the other side, was always the one creating. You know what I mean? So Cancelo used to bomb in front, do the Walker or stay in front, and Walker would stay on a halfway the pitch. So Walker would only do one job, run, defend, which is incredible and the best, obviously. But when Cancelo was gone, it was Ake and Vadio, and obviously Josko showed out at the end. They had to be the one sitting back, and then Walker was told to go in front. That's when people were like, this Walker guy now, this Walker, you know what I mean? You're right. When somebody's covering your ass the other side with something that's fancy, and when it's gone, they're like, "Oh, why are you not doing it?" You know, because Walker was never the creative one. Even at Spurs, it was always what's his name, the other guy who I wanted at City, but he had the crush down.
It was Danny Rose.
It was Danny Rose who was more passing and everything. So it is what it is. And by the way, somebody said this on that stream, not on the stream, or somebody posted this, and after I thought about it, it's true. Somebody said Dele Alli was more exciting and much better player than Jude, and I think that's true. Just unfortunately, Dele Alli's time.
Patrick, Jude is a superstar off the pitch. On the pitch, he's an average player. Let's be honest. If I ask you to name Jude's best attributes, they're not footballing. It's more athletic. You tell me, he's a powerful runner. No,
he tackles well.
Whatever you will tell me, it will have nothing to do with football. It's more his athletic build. And we've seen it time and time. If you rely on your physical attributes, the moment you get an injury or something of the sort, your career is done.
Henderson. Glorified Henderson. Anyway, so on that note, guys, let me say goodbye to Hung. Hung, enjoy yourself. Pitch points, enjoy yourself with the training of your son. And big up to your son. I watch the videos. When my son comes back from training, I'm going to show him those videos because my son is one of, don't smoke, he's one of those talented but sometimes lazy wingers.
No, they're all the same.
He also plays as a number 10, and he's very creative as a number 10. He does passes where you're like, whoa. But sometimes when he decides, I don't want to do this, oh my God, you will want to yank him off yourself, not even the coach. So I'm going to show him what Gundo's son did in one of the games. Like, do you see what this is? When you lose the ball, you have to track back. not start pointing at the defenders and going like this. So anyway, don't smoke. What were we about to say? Don't smoke.
No, I was saying he's on the right path. It's better to be a lazy, talented player than an energetic average bum.
This guy. So anyway, before go, don't smoke. Are you not gonna pick up my boy Gomez? He's won a treble. Now he's going to really Sociedad. That's a good move. Come on. That's
Yeah, but Scott Carson also has a treble, man.
Don't say that. Scott Carson had the UCL before our players, so it is what it is. Anyway, guys, big up. And by the way, big up to Carl again. Flowers not only for Jude, flowers also for Edison staying. As people say, Edison is going. People like don't smoke and hung. I was saying, staying.
Listen, the Edison thing. I got a lot of hate for that thing. I got killed for it in Spaces.
No, but Carl, do you know what was pissing?
Carl,
Carl, I believed you, but he pissed me off one thing. But I know he's Brazilian. I'm also, I'm Malawian, and if I was offered that, I'm taking. It's just he agreed personal terms, so obviously he saw a route. And look, it's a lot of money, Carl. Let's not forget that it's generational wealth, isn't it? It's generational wealth. We must remember that.
But it's counter offers. In the workplace, we know of counter offers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If I want an increase, I just go to another company, make them give me an offer. I come back to my guys. I'm like, guys, beat this, match it, or at least beat it.
Yeah, this is Don't Smoke is absolutely right. This is what we do as professionals, right? Growing up, you have an offer from a company. Somebody wants you. You say, okay, what do you want to offer me? They give you an offer. You come back to your boys and say, boys, I love you guys, but look at this, man. Can you do better for me? And he stays. It's not rocket science. Someone told me from the club. They said, no. Let's use our brains. Use our common sense. It's not rocket science. I don't know, man. I got dogs abuse for this stuff. And here we are. Yeah. Bernardo Silva, I got dogs abuse.
Some people privately called you a fraud.
Yeah, they called me a fraud. I said, Bernardo's there. I said, making an offer he cannot refuse, including the release clause to Benfica. And what happened?
Wait, didn't that clause expire? I think it's expired. Bernardo.
The thing about the release clause is this. Let me explain something about the release clause to you guys. The release clause can be a ceiling or floor. Let me explain again. A release clause can be a ceiling or floor. Let's say Bernardo Silva has 2 years left on his contract, right? And let's say in a year and a half time, he wants to go to Benfica. Do you think Benfica are going to pay 50 million for him? No. They're going to tell City, hey, City, this guy wants to leave in a year. I'm going to give you 25. Let me give you 25 because in a year's time, he goes for a free. At least you make some money. So in that case, the release clause can be a ceiling or floor based on time. Time determines whether it's a ceiling or a floor. If he wants to go now, they have to pay 50 million because time says 2 years left. If it goes in a year and a half or 2 years, maybe less than 250 because then you have less time.
Yeah.
We need to use our brains as fans and use our business brains to think about how football works, not just whatever some ITK says or some club tells me.
Carl, one thing I've learned about Twitter is most people on Twitter have never either been in corporate or owned a business. So I don't talk finance with them. I talk football, right?
Yeah, you're
on
right.
the pitch. And I limit it to that because most of them, that is their day-to-day life.
Yeah, you're right.
So you can't talk about these things. They don't understand at the end of the day that a football club is a business institution. They don't understand that. They think like, no, it's like my church. We're gonna do no, man. At the end of the day, it's about profit and trying to make as much profit as and everything is. Right. At the end of the day, players are assets. That's all it is, whether you like it or not. And that's why players also make business decisions regarding their futures and careers.
They're not City fans. Maybe some of them become, but they're not City fans. Maybe their families do. They're not.
Wait, Patrick. Right? You at the end of the day, you have a family to feed. Right? Are you gonna accept being ripped off because you're a City fan?
Nah.
How do you explain that to your family and your kids? Guys, we love City. What?
Nah. Saudi's offering a private jet, a Bugatti, and a Ferrari. I'm sorry. I will do the Fabian.
No, yes, I will stay. The next week I'm gone. No, Patrick. It's not even about that. It's about what am I worth to you, right? That's all Edison would be asking. Is like I've won you all of this before me. You'll actually, because at the end of the day, it's almost your agent is like a lawyer. You have to
Yes.
bring the evidence. It's like
Yes.
you haven't had a successful keeper before me. You tried this, you tried Bravo, you tried this, it did not work. I came, I managed to get you all of these trophies. So what am I worth to you? Then you have to answer it financially. Put a number down. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, guys, on that note, we're gonna stop it. We'll see what comes out of City. At the moment in time, I'm looking forward to the tours.
Oh yes, and
Regardless,
Patrick.
yeah.
And you'll also ask them to justify, like, Grealish earns this amount of money. Look at
Yes.
his output.
This
Are you
is
saying
this
I'm
is
worth less than Grealish?
this is when the whole Bernardo Silva thing was basically me. I said, listen, Jack is great. We love Jack, right? If he's making 325 and Bernardo's making 120, that's not right. If I'm his agent, I'm going to say, City, what are you doing here? What are we doing here? We'll go to Paris.
I did wrong. I said it as a joke. Obviously, look, I love Grish and obviously I slander him. It's part of my agenda. Everybody who has a YouTube channel, I was once advised somebody have an agenda. So my agenda is Jack. It will be forever Jack until he has a season like KDB 2017, 2018. Then I'll leave him alone. But I said that when Jack came in and I saw that money, I was like, I still say today, I think Raheem also walked up because of that. Because Jack came in and I looked at the people like Gundogan Hong who are being paid below him. I was like, City, what are you doing? I know, Jack, you're happy, but I know there's also Aston Villa who offered him certain wages. But come on, City, you went and made him the third, if not, that time he was the second best player before Haaland. I was like, come on. So, I think money, I understand now money affects things because some players started yapping. Have you noticed when Jack came, say yapping a lot with the 300? I think the structure now, because I think they used to understand with KDB, they used to say, hey, it's KDB. Raheem, they used to understand it's Raheem, But when Jack came in, I think most of them were like, look at that. And then Phillips came in. I was seeing Phillips getting more money than a few. But anyway, what's your thing on Edison? He's staying now. Are you happy? Because a lot of people already gave Ortega the number one weeks ago. Most people were saying it doesn't matter. Ortega is better. I was like, be careful. Ortega is not better.
Yeah, because think about it with Edison, because he's key to he's the system. He is the key part of the system, because if you think about this, before Bravo was a complete disaster, but you can see what Pep was trying to do. And when Pep wanted a goalkeeper that not only can sit there, keep the ball at the net, but can play, as in, can he start attacks, can he keep possession, can he able to know when your next passes before the ball comes to you. And that's what Edison is. I think he is just so crucial. I mean, look at his range look at his passing. It's basically like you got an extra outfield player in the net, and that's how it is. And I think he gets criticized a lot about his shot stopping, but I'm gonna tell you this: like his shot stopping is probably the reason why we won the treble. So you're gonna have to put a little bit of respect on his name. And I think, of course, I kept on talking about Joe. I mean, I feel like a broken clock when I talk about Joe Hart here. But do you remember when back 8 years ago? Remember Joe Hart, the fan favorite of City. All the City fans love him. Pep came in, told him, "Sorry, you ain't for me. You're not. I'm sorry, but."
Oh, I went mad. I was one of them who went mad because I used to love him. I also went mad. I was like, "What's going on?" Because I never expected. Look, I knew Pep. I knew Pep's keepers, but I never expected that Joe Hart would just be thrown out like that. I never expected. But big up, big up.
Yeah, but the thing is, you had to trust. But Pep knew what he was doing from day one. Like when he got the job in February, he watched every City. He watched all of the City games from the remaining of the 2015-2016 season. He had a meeting with the hierarchy, if I'm correct, and hierarchy asked Pep, "Hey, what do you think of Joe Hart? Do you want me to make manage number one? Yeah, he's good, but he's not for me. He doesn't fit what I want, how I want my team to play." And but the hierarchy had to back Pep on this one. I had to look, I can only speak for myself on this. I had to back Pep on this personally to remove Joe Hart from the team. Yes, it was a disaster with Bravo. I'll admit that, but you can see what he was trying to do. He wanted a goalkeeper that can play out from the back, that can pass the ball, and that's why Edison came in. Edison will probably said that in negotiations. Say, listen, look at the keepers you had before me, and if you look at the trophies before Edison, and you look at the trophies after Edison, and I think Edison's got a fair point here. He's pretty much is definitely well within his rights to ask for an increase on his wages. 100%. He's on 100.
Yeah,
I think he's on 100k. I think he should be paid a little bit more than that because I think
yeah,
the
he should.
highest paid goalkeeper in the world at the moment is Manuel Neuer. He's on 350 a week.
Then all black after that, I think. Like, and after that, it's all black, yeah. Or something like that. And even Ramsdale, I think, was getting more money than Edison. Anyway, big up to you guys, man. That was our Savio video. Go to the beginning if you missed it. But big up to Hung, big up to Car Pitch Points and Don't Smoke. See you guys. As I said, I won't be coming online unless there's something big. Yesterday, I just had a dream that Kimmich was lifting the treble with us. So I think Kimmich is coming. That's my dream, but that's the source. That's my dream. So see you guys and goodbye.